Hi everybody, it's meteorologist Joe Chaffee. As the winds here have just started howling over central Long Island, and they're going to be picking up even more. We've been waiting for a cold front to just kind of sweep on through here. The strong winds during today have been incredible in some areas around the Great Lakes and even down into the mountains in the mid-Atlantic states, where we had gusts of over 70 miles an hour reported as far south as North Carolina. We're seeing 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts in parts of upstate New York, in and around Lake Ontario and Lake Erie. And that is just going to continue overnight. And of course, those strong gusty winds are going to spread south and east and continue over us from eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England right through Monday and into Monday night. So we have high wind warnings that are up for obvious reasons. And I think the strongest wind gusts are going to occur during the day tomorrow, particularly in the morning into the mid-afternoon, as you start to add in the effects of daytime heating. And that is going to really make it difficult. The two hands on the steering wheel when driving across some of the bridges. I'm sure there are going to be power outages, branches will be coming down, and the occasional dead tree is going to be highly susceptible. It certainly didn't help, by the way, that we had all this rain overnight and this morning, anywhere from 3/4 of an inch to 1.25 inches. So the ground is nice and soft. It's going to make those vulnerable trees even more vulnerable during the daytime tomorrow. Now, as far as when the wind's going to die off, well, they'll ease a little bit tomorrow evening and during tomorrow night, but they're still going to be pretty gusty here. So you can expect winds during the day on Monday to run anywhere sustained between 25 and 35 miles an hour, and they're going to be frequent gusts to 40 to 50 miles an hour, and probably some gusts up to 60 miles an hour. They'll ease a bit Monday night into Tuesday morning, and then they'll continue to ease further during the day on Tuesday as higher pressures begin to build in, and this low starts to pull away to the northeast. Now, as far as the weather is concerned for later this week, there are a couple of weak systems that are going to be moving eastward. Actually one that comes across the Midwest, and then a second weak system that's going to actually come out of the Gulf states and kind of meander its way up the coast to some degree. The features here are pretty weak, so they don't look like big precipitation producers. But if we get a little moisture in here, it wouldn't be a shocker if we wind up seeing maybe a little bit of snow shower activity or a period of snow Wednesday night into Thursday. There'll be another system following later on Friday, and that might be ahead of something more important for the weekend. There could be another storm that'll wind up moving into the Great Lakes, perhaps this time around with the position of the upper trough a little bit further to the east. We could wind up seeing that low perhaps go into the eastern lakes rather than in the western lakes, but the bottom line is it's still a track to our west, and it would probably mean for some rain here. So we're going to keep our eyes on the models, of course, as we go through the next couple of days. In the meantime, it's really just paying attention to what's going on right now on the surface map, with that intense storm sitting just north of Lake Huron, and the very, very tight, unusually tight pressure gradient that exists from that low, which is down to about 974 millibars. From there to a big high that's moving into the northern plains with pressures up in the 1040s. So you've got a huge pressure difference over a relatively short distance. There's your very, very tight pressure gradient, and that drives the wind. That change in pressure over the short distance, air moving from one place to another and doing it in a very, very big way. So let's get through tonight, through the first part of tomorrow night with these strong gusty winds, and things should finally settle down on Tuesday. You can check, by the way, the latest wind speeds, and you can do that on the app. So just go to local and pull up your own location, and you can see what your current winds are. If you go to the map feature and bring up Zoom Radar on the app, you can plot the winds on there by looking on the left. There's some icons there. The thermometer icon will give you local temperatures, and it will plot them out on the map over the radar. And there's an icon above that. It's a wind barb. If you put that on there, it will give you the sustained winds. It won't tell you the gusts, but it will tell you the sustained winds, and then you can pull up your local conditions as far as getting the gusts are concerned. So if you haven't downloaded the app yet, it's there on Google Play and on the App Store. It's absolutely free. And if you like it, consider becoming a supporter on Facebook. Keeps the app minimal ads on there, and we'd like to keep it that way. So we're asking if you'd like, it's 99 cents a month if you become a supporter on Facebook, or if you really are a weather geek, jump on my weather platform on Patreon, and for $2 a month you get extensive weather coverage all day long. So consider that, but you're certainly under no obligation to do so. Be safe, and we will see you tomorrow.